Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your September 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So, get started with that. Alright, so we have Neptune, and that's actually in Pisces, which for you guys is your ninth house of philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. We have 12, so the 12th house for you guys, that's Gemini. Right now we have the North Node wrapping up its transit through there. And we have Taurus, so for you guys, that's your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. So keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here, which for you guys is your 5th house, romance, creativity, and children. But more than anything, I feel like this is saying you're feeling a lot sure of yourselves around your emotions. But at the same time, there might not be much expression around those feelings, right? Because Scorpio energy is a fixed energy. So I feel like within yourselves, in your mind, you're feeling a lot more certain of what you're feeling, but there just might not be the outward expression of it just yet. Alright, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the King of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, and that could be pointing to that same theme that I was mentioning, which is to say, the feelings are one thing, but actually expressing them could be the challenge for you guys right now. And this could also be someone else you're dealing with, and if that's the case, you probably are in a bit of a stalemate. I think your title for your reading from last month was Talk It Out, so this could be that same dynamic where you might still have two people that are dug in and not really, willing to listen to the other perspective just yet, but that's what I'm seeing there. For some of you, this could be around intimacy and possibly even investments, but that's what I see with those energies. Now, I will say, with this Aquarius energy, at the time of recording this, we haven't had that second full moon in Aquarius yet. That's going to happen right at the end of Leo season. So that might bring some insight to you guys. So definitely keep an eye out for that, especially given that that is your 8th house. So, those could be pretty intense energies. In the foundation position, we have the Ace of Swords. So this could definitely represent sudden insights. So I feel like this, for a lot of you, this might have already happened, given that it's pointed up right toward the King of Cups. And I was saying that I feel like for a lot of you, there's more of a certainty around how you're feeling, but there's just not the outward expression of those feelings just yet. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And like I said, if this hasn't happened for you yet, given that this is a September reading, could just be saying that when we do hit that full moon I was just talking about, that could be when the insight hits, and then coming into September, you'll have that realization. All right, in the past position, we have the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces energy, and 10 of Swords, Gemini energy. So this is 12th house for you guys, and we did see that came up in the dice as well. And seeing the Pisces energy here, which actually, ironically, they're the natural 12th house, could just be saying that you guys might have been really stuck in your head around expressing your emotions. So like I said, it looks like there's the certainty there, but just maybe not the outward expression. Now, for some of you, this might even point to the reason why you haven't expressed yourselves, because in the past, you might have done so, and it might not have turned out the way you hoped. So that could just be one of those wounds that you're still carrying around, where you might have a fear that would repeat itself. But given what I'm seeing as a whole, I don't necessarily see that it would repeat itself, but we'll get there when we get there a little later in the spread. All right, in the present position, we have the 4 of Swords, which is Libra energy, and the 9 of Swords, so we see Gemini energy again. So it could just be saying that you guys are actively taking the time to heal from this energy of feeling like you're stuck in your head. And if that's the case, it could just be pointing to there's going to be a lot of energy going through Libra in September. And for you guys, that is your 4th house, which is a house you guys are naturally comfortable with. So it could just be saying that as we move through all those transits in Libra, that might actually give you guys the opportunity to heal, to put some of those anxieties that you might be experiencing away. Now, for a smaller percentage of you, could just be saying that on the surface you might be presenting yourselves like you're very calm, right? Because that's another thing that could come with the Scorpio type energy where you could have that bit of a poker face. So for that coming up in your main position, you could just be feeling that a little bit. And it could just be saying, but underneath the surface, there's still a lot of anxiety. But yeah, for the majority of you, I feel like this is saying you're actually taking the time to heal though. All right, in the near future position, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So this is Capricorn energy here, which is your opposite sign of relationships, partnerships, contracts. So to see this come up in reverse, I feel like is a positive because it's saying that, again, like I was saying, that King of Cups to me is representing having a bit more certainty around your feelings. So there's been a back and forth, right? We see the waves in the background there, which could represent your emotions. The Two Pentacles going back and forth between two possible decisions. I feel like this is saying that you guys will be coming out of that in the near future. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy, Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy again, and the Ace of Cups. So this could just be saying that for you guys, if you're guarded from previous situations, maybe it's still an ongoing thing. I feel like this is saying you guys are slowly going to move toward, being a bit more open and receptive toward that stability being restored in the connection. And then with that Ace of Cups energy, that would represent that renewal there. There is going to be a Mercury retrograde in Libra as well, so that could help restore things in your home environment too. For some of you, this can be around a work situation as well. Primarily this was giving me the more of a feeling of an emotional type thing, but this can definitely be around your work environment as well. And if that's the case, I feel like this is saying, if there's some creative ideas that you guys might have had, and maybe that's what you've been reluctant to do in the past, right? Maybe you've come with creative solutions for issues in your workplace, and let's say your boss is just very, just very detached. So you come to them with an emotional, creative idea, and they might just be very much by the books, right? So they're really strict, and if you come with some outside the box thinking, they might be a bit set in their ways. So that could be one of those things where you're a little bit reluctant to come forward again. But yeah, it looks like there might be a shift this month where you actually are kind of guided to take that chance again. All right. In the environment position, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, Gemini energy again, and Judgment in reverse. So somewhere early in the spread, I don't remember exactly when I mentioned it, but I felt like I felt like you guys might fear a repeat cycle where a situation didn't work out in your favor in the past. And the way I see these cards, the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Judgment in reverse, I feel like it's saying that that shouldn't really be a concern for you guys this month. It's interesting to me that this card tends to come out a lot when I have Mercury retrograde cycles coming up, and for whatever reason, this month it's been coming up in reverse every time it's popped up this month. So it's interesting because usually in the upright it makes perfect sense for me as a retrograde energy because the horse is moving toward the past position, similar to how a retrograde moves backward through the sky. But here it's come up in reverse. So I would view that as a positive overall, though, which is to say you guys aren't going to repeat anything, especially if you want to look at this as sometimes a conflict-ridden type energy and a negative manifestation. So seeing those two things together, I feel like this is saying, there's not going to be a repeat cycle this time around. All right. In the hopes for fears position, we have a few cards. We have the Empress, which is usually Taurus energy, can also point to Libra as well, since we do see the Venusian symbol there. The Lovers, Gemini energy again, so 12th house for you. We have Aquarius energy, 8th house, and 6 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So we did see the Taurus energy come up in the dice as well. This can be around finances for some of you, and I feel like this is saying you're hoping to just, really just stay receptive, not really push the issue, right? Not really force your views on anything. Just kind of hoping for things to be worked out behind the scenes, right? If there was some kind of deception at play, this can be around, like I said, some kind of investments, maybe just some kind of money owed to you, and hoping to see the balance restored there. Let's see if anything else comes to mind with that. And if you feel like there's just a cycle within a one-to-one relationship, or maybe even a friendship, where you feel like there's always a little bit of deception, right, where key parts of the story seem to be left out, I feel like this is saying you're hoping for that cycle to come to an end as well, and for things to move forward in a more positive direction. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Five of Wands, Leo energy, and the Ten of Cups, Pisces energy. So, I mean, a pretty big contrast here. So I could see this playing out a couple of different ways. One could just be saying that, maybe there will still be that one last conflict, right, where maybe this is how it just comes out in a bit of an abrupt way, but it ends up clearing the air, because underneath that, with that Ten of Cups, it looks like that does obviously look like a very harmonious energy compared to the Five of Wands. So it could just be one of those things, where finally someone says something, maybe things get a little contentious, but when the conversation said and done, it looks like the balance would actually be restored in the connection. So that's what I'm seeing there. For some of you, it might actually take until the Pisces full moon, given that this is Pisces energy. And could even just be saying that maybe if this was something that initially took place at the start of Leo season 2, it might take until we have that Pisces full moon for it to be cleared up. So that's another way I can see that playing out. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. So yeah, for some of you, this can definitely be around the workplace situation, and you guys could be moving forward to a more positive cycle there, given that for you guys, Sagittarius is your 6th house of work, daily routine. And good thing is, beneath that as well, we also see the Sun. So pretty positive energy there. The Strength card underneath that. So yeah, whatever this is, it looks like this could just be that residual energy clearing up. Now, like I said, this is probably a bit of a continuation from what you guys had going on the last month, but it looks like the dust will settle. What I usually do point out to people is when we do have a Mercury retrograde, if things are kind of already off the rails, then the retrograde might be a good thing, because it might help you see something you were missing before and actually help pick up the pieces in that regard. But, whereas if this were something that was totally new for you guys, if things were perfectly fine and something totally new seems to come up in the way of conflict, I would say, all right, well, that could be the retrograde thing. You might want to ride that out and wait till afterwards to address it. But like I said, this looks like this is definitely a carryover energy for you guys, so the retrograde might actually help in that regard. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. We actually had 2 that came up for you. The first one we have is Poised. There's the artwork, numbers 48. All right, we'll see what that has to say. Okay, it says being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. The Oracle's message. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to, your skills are sharp, you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. So pretty positive energy there, and that brings me back to what I was feeling when we were talking about the King of Cups energy and the Ace of Swords energy in the foundation. So hopefully that resonated with you. The relationship message says when you're confident and happy in your own skin, you are ready for deeper, more intimate relationships. You have nothing to prove right now. You are completely yourself and can handle anything. Love, friendships, and harmonious new connections are all present now or are coming in. You're ready to give and receive from the heart. This is a beautiful place to be. So again, pretty positive message there as well. Hopefully that resonated too. And the prosperity message says you have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you are ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service to the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with this truth. So yeah, again, pretty positive energy there. And like I said, to me, that primarily points to that King of Cups energy where you're feeling a bit more sure of yourselves is a definite positive thing. Like I said, it looks like you could still be a little bit guarded. I feel like you will be moving out of that energy as we get toward the end of September for sure, especially with that 10 of Cups at the outcome position. All right, and next we have Chop Wood. There's the artwork, and the number's 42 for that one. Okay, it says being grounded in everyday experience, humility. The Oracle's message. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goals brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. So definitely a pretty positive message there, and I would say that might be positive for you when you guys are feeling a bit overwhelmed, because we did see the 10 of Swords in the past, and like I said, also that 9 of Swords. That might be a good thing to keep in mind there as far as, try to detach a little bit and just trust things to smooth themselves out for a bit. All right, the relationship message says nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when their everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. So again, pretty positive message there as well. And looks like if this represents someone's energy in the environment, it doesn't look like they'll be trying to force the issue this month either. So like I said, if this does represent another person, currently you guys might be dug in, but it looks like you will kind of gradually shift out of that energy this month. All right, the prosperity message says now is the time to take small steps rather than larger leaps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off your big dream and attend to the mundane chores. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan for the life you aspire to see manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. So interesting. I would say overall that message almost feels like after reading both of these, I feel like this is more of like maybe your present moment, and then gradually you move into that poised energy. So something to keep in mind there, just at least compared with the general spread. All right, and finally we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Samputa mudra, and the keyword for it is present. Right, and there's info on it if you want to pause it to take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says balances all 5 elements, benefits the heart and lungs, reduces mental and emotional suffering, serves as a gateway to directly experiencing your own original nature. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial, I will put the name of the mudra in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.